Hey guys, Tracee Kafer here with Finding Your Freestyle, and today I'm here to talk to you about what is freestyle? How do you define it? What's involved? What is it not? Let's get started. Have you ever been in a classroom and your teacher says, okay, it's time to freestyle, here we go. They may put on a song you like, they may put on a song you don't like, but you're expected to, with minimal preparation, no planning, no structure, create movement in the moment. Those of you who are watching this video probably already have your own definitions, your own meaning behind what freestyle is to you, but I'm here to just offer another opinion, another voice. As someone who's studied and facilitated freestyle for so many years now, it's been very helpful for me to create context and create vocabulary around what freestyle is so that we can really use it as a foundation for a deeper understanding. So I have right here my workbook actually from one of my intensives, and I'm gonna read, and I'll put up on the bottom, 2 working definitions that I've actually created for what I think freestyle is. The first is think of as a first draft, something that I was working from for many years. And the second is something that I wrote fairly recently that just feels a little bit deeper and sharper for me. So the first one is moving, creating, or even performing spontaneously and without preparation from whatever is available to you. And from that working definition, I actually go on to talk about what do I mean by what is available. Freestyle really is a present moment creation, a present moment activity. And what we actually do to source the ability to create from that moment is we use what's around us and we use what's inside of us. So in essence, what I'm really saying is you don't have a plan, you're creating in the moment, and you use what's in and around you to create in that moment. So on that note, let me go into my second, my deeper definition that came to me a couple of months ago. Freestyle is an unscripted, adaptive, creative expression that intuitively alchemizes what is present within and around you, utilizing the vehicle of your focus and intent. So this taps into a few things for me. A really great example of what freestyle feels like, especially when it's working, is think about meeting up with a friend that you really, really love and adore, someone you feel safe with, someone that you can be yourself and authentic with. Think about sitting down with that person and having a conversation. You're not scripting that conversation. You're not preparing what's going to happen, what topics you want to discuss beforehand. You're just getting into that space with that person and creating an experience, a memory, a moment with them based on how you feel and what's going on in your life, and based on how they feel and what's going on in their life. It's a co-creation. It's very adaptive, it's completely unscripted, and it absolutely requires focus and intention. You may have an intention to spend quality time with your friend without realizing that you're setting that intention. But that intention is being set based on your desire and motivation to be together. So it's the same idea with movement. I think we all ultimately understand that creativity that feels satisfying, that creates something we enjoy, that we are proud of, that we feel like we see ourselves in, does require focus and does require intention, right? Think about the most fabulous meal that you created. You weren't in there in the kitchen like tuned out, not in touch with your ingredients, not in touch with your tools, just slapping something together. Like you were in that moment intending for that to be good, intending that to nourish you, to taste awesome, to look beautiful. We have to have an understanding of why we're doing something beyond just the what. Beyond the fact that I'm just moving my body. Why am I moving my body? What's a part of that process? What am I getting inspired by? And how am I focused so that I can create something? Because if I'm not focused, it's very, very difficult to channel different sources all at the same time. Like to be aware of my body, to be aware that I'm trying to express music, to be aware that I'm trying to work with the space around me. What I'd ask you to consider is that curiosity is one of the most important facets of your freestyle practice. The reason I say freestyle practice is because freestyle is not something that you attain, that you work towards, and then you reach a moment where it's perfect and you never have to work on it again. This is not how life works. Life works in cycles. We move through things. Once we arrive somewhere, we have different desires at that point. So I'm going to continue to use the word practice because it is something that we are always working on. It is something that we bring our discipline and our passion behind to kind of seek whatever it is that we're seeking. And curiosity is vital. And curiosity means that we kind of have to let go of control. We have to let go of the idea of looking right and looking wrong, and we have to just allow the process. And that process is going to change moment to moment. It's going to change day to day. It's going to change year to year, because you are not a static representation of nature. You are constantly moving, growing, retreating, expanding, contracting, feeling fiery, feeling watery, feeling grounded, feeling tired. All of these things are a part of your movement, because your movement is a direct mirror of you and where you are at and what you're aware of. So when I think of the defining characteristics of freestyle, beyond the fact that we're trying to move without a plan, that we're trying to alchemize our environment and what we're conscious of within ourselves, I want to leave you with the idea that freestyle can reframe your belief systems. It can allow you to really see yourself, because the movement is a mirror for where you are and who you are. And it allows us to feel more curious and more intentional with not only our movement, but that can actually translate to the rest of our lives. So when you're working on your freestyle in the studio, at home, outside, in an elevator, in a shower, when you're moving or creating something without a plan, if you put focus behind it, if you understand why you're doing something without controlling how deep or simple that intention is, you're actually cultivating a flowing, freestyled experience in your life. I'd love to also leave you with the idea that looking at these definitions of freestyle and looking at this foundation of what it is, you may notice that there's no mention of style preferences, music preferences, technique and strength abilities, limitations, body types. They aren't defining characteristics that lead to better or worse freestyle, because I think what feels like great freestyle to us doesn't really have a basis in some sort of collective popularity. It's a feeling. It's a feeling you have within you, that you know that you surrendered to that moment, that you breathed into it, and that you created with the most awareness and curiosity and presence that you could bring to that moment. And that's something that we're working on all the time. And sometimes we hit it, sometimes we don't hit it. And all of those things are not right or wrong. They just lead to different knowledge, different experiences that collectively make such a meaningful, full-bodied practice that feeds our life, feeds our bodies, brings us energy, brings us understanding. And the thing that we'll find over the course of our freestyle journey, whether we've been doing it 10 years, whether we've been doing it a week, is that we're actually working through the blocks and the resistance that we have in our bodies, in our mind, in our emotional body, that keeps us from creating, not only creating in dance and movement, but creating in our lives. So as we fully inhabit a freestyle practice, we understand our resistance markers. We understand how we hold ourselves back. We learn and experience what that looks like and what that feels like to us as we witness it while we're dancing or while we're watching ourselves dance. And then it's amazing how that can bring us so much wisdom and knowledge about how to live more compassionately and collaboratively with our friends, our family, our homes, our jobs, our health, everything. And I know that sounds hella deep, but for me, this has absolutely been the truth. And over the years of facilitating this work, I've seen its work its way into people's lives and absolutely transform them, help people cultivate self-trust, self-love, creativity, freedom, confidence, and acceptance. And these are incredible things to cultivate in our lives because they make our lives feel more full, more meaningful, more joyful, and we feel better, and we get healthier, and we make better choices. I mean, come on, should I keep going or should I stop? I'll stop there. Thank you so much for listening, and there'll be more videos like this to come. I have a lot of stuff I'd love to talk to you about, and I'd love this to be a dialogue. So please leave a comment below about what freestyle is to you, what it feels like when it's awesome, how do you create flow in your dance and in your life, and I look forward to hearing from you. Sending you so much love and freestyle vibes. Let's feel free in our bodies. Have a good week. If you're interested in learning more about Finding Your Freestyle, head to my website at www.findingyourfreestyle.com. We have a new event next year launching this week, and it's in San Diego, May 16th through the 20th, and it's going to be with Emily Sanderson and Cecilia DeBoucourt. I also have some very exciting online offerings to provide to the community, which I can't wait to begin. And that's going to include memberships and online classes and more digital downloads. So stay tuned for that. And I hope to see you in class or just connect with you online in some way. Okay, bye.